Okay, so the podcasting, I want to preface this by saying this is the first semester I've actually done it. So there's an awful lot of sort of stumbling around and hope, having faith that I've been teaching long enough that the students don't know I don't know what I'm doing. So, but what I've done, it's part of a second semester composition course, and the students have been researching a topic and writing about it all semester. And we're using the Bedford Book of Genres, and their last project is they have to remix one of their earlier essays into either a podcast or a sort of pseudo poster session. They're going to, by PowerPoint, and they have a choice of which they do. And what I've been doing with it so far is we've listened to some podcasts through the semester. We've talked about it. I found some material online, mostly about professionally made podcasts for businesses. So it's not ideal, but I'm still sort of poking around to find stuff for students. And we've talked about the differences in purpose and audience, and that, hey, if you're in a podcast, you can't have the text and people have to be able to understand you, and they can't rewind easily to hear it. And what they are currently doing now, or what they should have done by now, once I get past back to my desire to learn site and see if they posted their homework, was they had to write out a sort of outliney script. And that will give me a sense of how this is going. And then we're going to go in on Tuesday, and we'll be in between a computer lab and our normal classroom, and they'll have a chance to record. I'll bring in the recorders. I haven't done much sort of direct teaching on this is how podcasts work, because to me, the assignment is not as much about doing impressive things with technology and making them into digital. It's not a full digital composing class, though I do think that's important for students to be able to need to do. I don't necessarily, that's not my focus, but it's to think about how the rhetorical stuff, so purpose, audience, context, what happens when you don't have a written text in front of you where it's all sound. And I basically, told them, if you want to edit this, here's some links to Audacity and GarageBand and various tutorials. And I'm looking forward to it. The students are a little bit disturbed by it, but I think it's mostly because it's new and it's different, and they don't have the experience doing that kind of stuff. And strangely, I have students who are not listening to podcasts, which just, I don't know, it strikes me as weird, because I've gotten to the point where I have about 4 or 5 podcasts that I have subscribed to, and I listen to them while I'm grading. And but I think it's a useful activity. They also are going to write an author's note where they explain why they made the choices they did. So it's, if you have the Bedford Book of Genres, I'm basically using that a chapter on author's notes for that. But it's also your standard sort of reflective writing assignment that I think all of us do.